Hey guys, Zoose here. So we have a cog page here, which focuses on dealing a lot of damage, but also a bit of tankiness and sustain for lane. So we're going to start off with lethal tempo. Now this synergizes really well with KOG'MAW's W. And once you hit an ability, now Kog has about, I'd say two to three long range abilities that can proc this, and his autos as well. So once you're able to get a Q or even an R, this will proc the lethal tempo and you'll be able to get that massive attack speed as you catch up to them with your E and allow you to do all that damage from your W, which does percentage health. And if you have, you know, Rage Blade stacked, RUNES, Blade of the Rune King, etc, etc, this will really allow you to just get that attack speed and do as much damage in a small amount of time as possible. A suppress the attack can also be used, but again, this just, for me, synergizes so much better with KOG'MAW and his items. Fleet footwork, if you're really going to have a bad lane, perhaps you'd want to take this. I still don't see any point in this compared to this, where you just, it's like a attack speed steroid. Overheal for a bit of laning phase sort of protection, as these two don't seem to be that effective compared to that. Attack speed, that's all we want. That's what this build's going for. Tenacity, I actually buy Merc Treads this game because they have a bit of poke, but I wouldn't see myself getting these Tenacity or Lifesteal, since we're going to focus on attack speed and as much damage as possible. And Coup de Grace, this synergizes really well with your ultimate. Now your ultimate does more damage the less HP they have, and so does this. So you attack damage, you attack them while they're close, you do as much damage with your W, and then you finish them off with your R. And we're moving on to this one. Now, of all the different secondary paths, I decided to go for Resolve for a bit of safe laning. And this gives me a bit more healing. And as well as, if I take any damage, I heal a bit more over 10 seconds. It's not the best, but it's what I feel like, since this season has started, there's a lot of armor and magic resist and tankiness missing from a lot of the rune pages that we once had before. So this kind of makes up for that a little bit. I can't see myself taking anything else. You could take more attack damage, or you could go through other paths, but the tankiness is going to be necessary just to survive some laning phase of KOG'MAW. As everybody knows, he's got a pretty weak laning phase, but I had a brand, we kind of dominated. I could have actually gone something else with more aggression. But anyway, let's go straight into the gameplay. So laning phase went pretty well. Me and Brand just kind of pushed it in, and lots of pressure, lots of poke. And as you can see, he just doesn't even respect the damage that I'm pulling out here. Could have almost killed that Janna. And the amount of damage we're doing together is insane. If Brand lands a stun, they're pretty much dead. The amount of damage I output, usually I'll slow and then he'll go for this stun, and that kind of works out just like that. And we just do so much damage. Here we're getting ganked, but that's okay. There's 4 bot. I tried to get for this Vire at the last second. I wanted to flash that, but Tom Kench's too tanky. Got that CC on me. Lethal tempo really kicks in, by the way. This wasn't 100% sure. Maybe press the attack or fleet footwork. I'd still probably recommend fleet footwork if you're gonna have a horrible laning phase. And as you can see, all the damage I'm putting here, able to get that. I walk back and I press the R as I'm walking back to kind of give him a false sense of security. But yeah, over here it's just about attacking, and as long as I'm not getting focused, I'm gonna output a lot of damage, which is a problem if you can't deal with a KOG'MAW. He's just gonna do so much damage. And again, they're just hitting those R's, and one, they're low. And remember, Coup de Grace also works out really well with your ultimate. And at this point, I'm getting pretty coggy. I'm just like trying to start fights. I just want to push my lead, do as much damage as possible. I didn't expect him to keep going. Probably could have killed him if I pressed the Q before, but I wasn't looking at my cooldowns, and I got the kill anyway, so not too bad. And yeah, the Resolve kind of helped out. I couldn't really tell the difference, but ever since this season has started, it felt like a lot of the armor seals missing make a huge difference. Everyone feels squishier, everything feels like you do more damage. In terms of team fighting with this guy, with lethal tempo, it's really easy to proc. You press R, if you hit someone, you've already got it procced, and it feels really good. Here we go, I've already procced it, and now Vi comes into pretty unsafe range, and we just take her out. But yeah, This game was like the other team playing super passive, but they still lost. They lost passively. Quite sad. I had to just get into fights and just flash, and frustrating game, but we still did well. Played it really well. Janna goes for the outplay. But apart from that, I'm doing a lot of damage still. At this point I can do heaps of damage even to Tom Kench, even if he decides to like take me out, but I'm just gonna, yeah. Now remember, Alacrity, my legend stacks are stacking up with all these kills. So that gives me a lot of attack speed plus my 3 items. I just have so much attack speed at this point. And I did buy Merc Treads. The Karma poke was just too insane. And if Varus was to ult me, I didn't want that to be my downfall. Could have got QSS. We kind of give away Baron. As you can tell, team's a bit like all over the place. We're actually behind in kills. I didn't even notice that. But it did feel like a frustrating game. It felt like people just kept getting caught out. Had to play a bit patient. People didn't really want to peel either, but because we were winning, peel is not so important. It's when you're behind, when there's no peel, it's frustrating. A lot of fiestas here. But I'm just walking forward and attacking at the same time. Got a lot of attack speed. Pretty insane. With lethal tempo. I think I saw it to 3 attack speed. So yeah, see you in the next game. If you like this rune page, try it out. Let me know if you think there's something better. Comment below as well, and I'll keep testing shit out.